I'd like to welcome you all to a very special edition of our co-founder training that we do on Mondays and Thursdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We just got done watching a video from the Coin Bureau, and I put that onto the Telegram wall earlier. So you can watch the whole thing again if you want to. It's important that people realize that, you know, people around the world in every country are in a kind of a financial trap. They may not even be able to see the trap that they're in, but they are in it currently. And it has a conclusion that's dated to be completed by the year 2030. So we have between now, 2025 and 2030 to expose what the trap is and get out of it. Okay. Because we don't want to be part of the conclusion they've got planned. Okay, it's not a good one. They seem to think that they have uh, every right to and have access to our physical forms, our human bodies, and that's where I draw the line. You can run policy out here and all this other stuff in the world, but the minute you want to get in my body, forget about it. I'm not interested in that. That's where I draw the line. To realize that you know if people can clearly see what's really happening, and that video is very telling, and unless you're really familiar with certain financial terms or even geopolitical terms, that video may fly over your head quite a bit. As you watch it, you'll just get like a feeling from it, but that's good. It's good to get a feeling, so it's worth watching even in that case. But if you can keep up with the geopolitical and financial terms that are mentioned in the video, um, you'll come to realize that it's quite a clever plan they have there for all the rest of us, and we don't want to have any part of that. All right, so let's talk about pool funding and what we're doing. Okay, well, I got some great news for you guys. We've all anticipated the moment that we're going to launch the lending website, and that I just had another confirmation from the programmer just about 15, well, let me see. Yeah, actually about 40 minutes ago. I had a call with him just to confirm that we are all set to launch at noon my time, which is midnight Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so we're going to launch basically on August 1st. Um, and for some of you, you might be already in bed by the time we launch. Some of you may stay up for the launch, and that's okay. We'll probably do a live Zoom launch, celebration, if you will. And this video here will come before that, and it'll be on YouTube for people to prepare for the launch. So let me just review with you the functionality of the lending website. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you the logo that's been developed for it. Okay, and maybe the meaning behind the logo. Can you guys see that? Okay.
You're not sharing.
Okay, let me share my screen then. Let's try that again. All right, hang on one second. Edmund is called in the middle of meeting. Okay, so hopefully that will, he'll get the message that not a good time for me to talk to him in the middle of while I'm conducting a training here. Okay. All right. So sharing my screen again and the logo. Okay, so here you go. We got basically representation of two parties. Okay. Over on the left, which would be my left, that would be the lender. And over to the right, you see here, that would be the borrower. Okay, so this is the logo for the lending website. You see one arrow going to the borrower and two arrows going from the borrower to the lender. And what does that mean? Well, that means that lenders will be able to double their money monthly. Okay. It's embedded in the symbolism of that logo. What do you guys think of the logo?
Love it.
I like it.
You like
Love
that?
it.
Like
Okay.
Looks
same.
pretty snazzy.
It's simple and effective.
Gets the point across,
It look
doesn't it?
it looks
S-
like
Yeah.
Yep.
smiley face.
Yeah. What is that? What is that, Rosalie?
It looked like smiling to everyone, a smiling face.
Yeah, and if you just kind of glance at it, it looks like a smiley face, right? So
Yes.
you have to look
That's what
closely
I thought too.
to realize that it's not actually a smiley face. It's is there's more to it than that. But hey, why not? Why not? You know, the layers of symbolism is good. We want to put a smile on everybody's face. Okay, that's what we're
That's
here to
good.
do. So,
That's good.
all right. So we're going to launch the lending website. That would be, that's the pool micro lending website, which is pmlcoin.app. No, we have not created an app yet. We have a website that we're launching, but later we will have an app. So that's kind of where this is all going. And I'm sure we'll probably end up creating an app for both the iPhone and for the Android. I think we can probably manage to do that. And there's certain advantages to having it be an app versus a website only. So, but for now, it's a website that we're launching at noon my time and at midnight Eastern Standard Time. That'll be today. That's in about 2 hours from now, roughly 2 hours from now. And we'll probably have a launch party on Zoom. I'll put an announcement into the Telegram group, and we can do it like that. For those of you that can be there, that'd be great. So I know those of you that are on the East Coast, it'd probably be the hardest time for you because it's certainly past most people's bedtime at midnight. So, but for those in the West Coast of the U.S., great. You can probably make that no problem. For people maybe even in Europe and here in Asia, shouldn't be a problem either, or Africa. So for most of us around the world, it's going to be a reasonably good time, and it puts us squarely into the August 1st. So it puts us in the month of August as far as launch is concerned. And that does matter. So let me review with you. And by the way, I'm going to be introducing another idea today that's going to help make this even better. But I want to first tell you what straight vanilla looks like before I tell you about, I don't know, some people love chocolate, some people love strawberry, but another flavor. Okay, so the straight vanilla of what is this pool micro lending website all about? It works like this. Okay. Okay. Is it possible for you to let someone in, Hunter? Edmund's trying to get in.
I'll unlock the meeting.
Yeah, just unlock it.
Okay, it's unlocked.
Okay. Just click them through. It's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. All right, so super exciting that we're at the launch point, and maybe this is all, divine timing anyway. I wanted to get this done sooner. You guys have to realize that I came up with this idea literally a couple of weeks ago in a barber chair. I mentioned that in a previous training, okay? And as a solution to a lot of situations we have here in pool funding. And then I told the programmer about it, and then somehow, for some reason, he said, "Oh, I could get that done in 2 days," and I believed him. And then, no, that wasn't the case. Not even. I thought I'll give him 5 days. If he says two, I'll give him five. No, that didn't happen. So I've been wearing a little bit of egg on my face, honestly. with the time that's passed, but I really kind of think maybe August 1st, it was meant to be an August 1st launch anyway, right? So maybe everything's happening in perfect timing, and I'm going to accept that as a reality, and that's good. But yeah, I've seen it. I've seen the demo of it, and so on the development server, it looks great. So all that should be shifted over to the real server by the time we go live at midnight Eastern Standard Time, which would be noon here in the Philippines. Okay, so straight vanilla. Here's how the website works. A lender needs to come to the website, register. They got to pay $10 USDT for 30 days access to the website. Okay. And then that gives them the opportunity to issue as many as 30 loans a month, which would be one a day, right? So they can do one loan per day, and each loan is a $50 loan. So all loans are $50. It's micro lending, right? It's not whatever lending, it's micro lending, $50 units. Okay. In order for the lender to issue a loan, they have to be able to provide the coin. So they got to go to the market, which puts demand on the PML coin. Okay. They got to go to the market, buy the PML coin from the market, and then they can take the coin that they purchased from the market and then create an offer on the website, and that initiates the offer. Okay. Now, these are going to go into a pipeline or a rotator, depending on how you like to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's basically a first in, first out system, right? So the first guy to put their loan in, the first borrower to come in is going to do business with that guy, okay? Or gal, right? And so that's how it works, but you're not really going to be able to identify each other. Each of these offers are going to be basically numbered like an invoice, okay? And each one will have a unique invoice number. And there's no need to identify who the lender is or who the borrower is, okay? That's not even important, okay? What's important is that people that need a loan can get one, and people that want to double their money lending can do it, okay? So it starts with the lender. They pay the $10 in USDT to help cover the operational costs of the this project, if you will. And then it's $10 for 30 days access, and then they use the PML coin that they got from the market to initiate a loan. They're able to do one a day, right? So they can't do two a day, or they can't do 30 all at once. Okay. No, there'll be a timer on it so that they can only do one a day. And then that allows the rotator to kind of, be shuffled with many of you, right? So there's not just one big clog, of one person, that did a whole bunch of loans. So that's why the one a day, because it's on a rotation. Okay. All right. So when it's your rotation as a lender and a borrower comes in and engages your offer, the borrower will be guaranteed to get $50 of the PML coin. Now, the price of PML coin is going up and down and up and down. It's a market-based coin, right? And so there could be a time difference between when the lender initiates the offer and when the borrower actually sees and engages the offer. That could be hours, days, weeks, enough for the market to change quite a bit. But as the supplier, I'll be able to say, no, we don't want to take the coin that the lender put in, right, to be on the only amount that the borrower can get. The borrower will get exactly $50 at the time that they engage. Okay. So that makes sure that the borrower gets what they hope to get. And that's they're hoping to get a full $50 at the time of engaging an offer from a lender. So it's basically think of it like a bucket. The lenders put money in the bucket. The supplier has extra money in the bucket to cover the potentiality that there's a shortfall, and then borrowers extract from the bucket exactly $50 at the moment that they are engaging that offer. Is that making sense so far? That part of it?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so that's fair to everyone, right? Fair to the lender, fair to the borrower so far, right?
Yes.
So then that's when the 30 days begins. It doesn't begin when the lenders puts the money in. It begins when the borrower engages the offer. That's when the day one of the 30 days begins at that point. Now, in order for a borrower to engage an offer, they have got to supply collateral for their loan. So they can use any one of our four pool funding coins. They can take $100 of that pool funding coin at the old coin price. We're not going to be using new coin prices for this. We're going to be using the old coin price. Okay, for this. In fact, I think ongoing this lending platform will be forever tied to the old coins, providing utility to the old coins, ongoing and forever. Okay, so it really won't be relevant to the new coin anyway, even down the road. So this provides a an ongoing demand for the old coin because there's value in having it, right? So there you go. Now the um the borrower puts up the $100 collateral against an offer and immediately receives in that exchange $50 worth of the PML coin right at that time. Okay. And then the clock starts to tick. Okay. Now, the borrower has up to 30 days to go to the market to buy PML coin. So the borrower now needs to go to the market and purchase $100 of the PML coin, all right, so that they can then pay off the lender. So 100% of that PML coin that they purchase will go to the pocket of the lender. Okay, that's how a loan works. You take out a loan and then you pay it back. And in this case, you're paying it back with basically it's like double, right? So that makes it so that the lender is going to double their money. Okay, goes back to the logo, right? The two lines, the two arrows going back to the borrower, not to the lender, I mean, from the borrower. So basically, they borrow 50 and they pay back 100. Okay. And then the moment that they started the loan, so that's when they engaged the lender in the first place, a 60-day timer will start at that point. Okay. Now, if the borrower does what they're supposed to, and they go to the market and they purchase $100 worth of the PML coin to pay off their loan, then 60 days from the time that that offer was initially engaged by the borrower, they're going to get a rebate of $50, essentially making this an interest-free loan for the borrower. Okay. Now, we do want to encourage responsible borrowing. We want people to engage the lending system as borrowers with the intention to go to the market to purchase the PML coin to pay off the lender, because this is really mostly as I talk to various people that are going to already be playing the role of lenders, and they've already purchased coin for that matter. They've indicated what they want to collect is the PML coin, a doubling of it. That's what they actually want. Okay, so but then it was noted that there might be some people that may find it challenging to come up with $100 to pay off a $50 loan after 30 days. And then what happens then? Well, then they're in default, and that's what the collateral is for. Okay, so then the collateral would then be given to the lender if they are in default. And so the borrower has got exactly 30 days to pay it off. And if they fail to do so, then the lender will be given the collateral. Now, there's a chance that the collateral, because of market conditions, may be valued less than $100. And that's where the supplier will come in as a guarantee and provide a minimum of $100 of pool funding coin to the lender in case there is a shortfall based on market conditions at the time of the closure of the loan. Okay. But it's also possible that the lender would be receiving the pool funding coin at a greater value than the initial $100 when the borrower started the loan. And maybe the lender, if they're in a case of default, they might receive 150 or $200 worth of the pool funding coin because the value of it has increased by that much in the span of 30 days. Does that make sense? So
Yes.
the
Yes,
lender
it
is
does.
guaranteed to get a minimum of $100 no matter what. Guaranteed. Whether it's in PML coin or in pool funding coin. Guaranteed. Guaranteed to double in one or the other. Okay. And it's all of them are market based. The interesting thing about these old coins is that until we
Lost
actually,
you.
oh,
Lost your
Your
sound
mic
again,
cut
Ace.
out, Ace.
Lost him
think you're
again.
muted, Ace.
all right, let me try this again. Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me now? Nope, no sound yet. Plug.
There we go. You're
Plug.
good now.
Yep, you're back.
Is that better now? Okay.
There we go. Yep.
Um, um, I don't know why that happens. Technology. I have a love-hate relationship with technology. Love it when it works and hate it when it doesn't. You know, so that's how that goes. Anyway, so basically, the lender will get it, guaranteed at least $100 worth of PML at the end of the loan, or they'll be guaranteed to get at least $100 worth of pool funding coin at the end of the 30 days loan period. Um, guaranteed, and they might end up with more if the borrower defaults and the value of the pool funding coins are higher at that point than when the loan was initiated. So we want the lender to be happy, right? So it's very important. If you want to have lenders, you have to have happy lenders. I hope that makes sense, right? So
Very much so.
now, as I've been talking to several of you that are going to be playing this lending role, you bring up the point that, well, there is a lot of this short-term thinking that we have already identified within our community. Okay. And what about people that just, they don't even intend to even pay off the loan. They're just going to let their pool funding coins go to the lender because they don't think they can pay off something like that or whatever because of, their financial conditions, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the whole point of pool funding. We're creating an opportunity for people to earn money. And it's also the reason why we're regulating. So the regulation on borrowers is they're not allowed to take out more than 4 units or 4 offers in a calendar month. Okay. So they're limited to, they can only borrow $200 in any given calendar month. Okay. Which, yes, that means they have to go and they have to come up with $400 if they max it out. They have to go come up with $400 to purchase PML coins from the market and pay off those loans if they max it out. And we don't encourage people to necessarily max it out, right? Because what we want is responsible lending and responsible borrowing. Okay. But still, the question remains, how many people are going to come in with the wrong intent? Okay. So I realized that the rebate is supposed to help here. Okay. So basically at the 60-day mark from the time the loan was initiated by the borrower, okay, when they engaged an offer, they're going to get a $50 rebate. So, that makes it like it was just a temporary situation. They had to come up with 100, but they're getting 50 of it back. Okay. And that rebate is supposed to be very encouraging, to encourage borrowers to do what it takes to get their original collateral back, showing that they have value in the pool funding coins, right? And then also giving the lender what they want, which is PML coin, $100 worth of it. And, so the $50 rebate, does help. Okay. So let's take a look at the chart real quick. The early birds have been buying the PML coin. It's been out there in the market for a few days now. Okay. PML chart, we'll go here. Now let's go to this one. Okay. So according to this chart here, the current price is about 53,000, so $52,935.76. So it's roughly $53,000 per PML coin. Okay. So this is what I've come up with to help make this a little extra special as something, a starting point. Okay. We want 50,000 to be the floor. We want our first price target to be 100,000 per coin. Okay. Let me just stop sharing. Let's talk about that for a minute. So I'm prepared as the supplier here and having the means to do so. I'm prepared to sweeten the deal if we can keep the price of PML coin above $50,000. Those of you that are lenders, would you like the price of the PML coin to remain above 50,000? Yes or no?
Yes.
Definitely, yes.
Would you like to see it climbing up to 100,000, maybe even achieve hitting the first price target of 100,000?
Yes.
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 Yes, indeed.
Yes,
That's what
indeed.
the lenders want. They want the price of the PML coin to also be rising, right? Which would probably
That's right.
encourage the lenders to hold their coin. Am I right?
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, if we're responsible here, then we'll have an ever increasing value happening on the PML coin as it goes from price target to price target to price target. And each price target will have its own floor. But in this particular case, we're going to say the floor is now 50,000. We're about 3,000 above it right now. So the floor is 50,000 right now as we launch. And our price target is 100,000. Okay, that's our first price target. But what can we do here to encourage that? Let me see here. As the supplier, well, I've got plenty of PML coin. I could probably make this a little better for the borrower to make them really want to pay this off in PML coin. Ding, 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 light bulb goes off. How about this, guys? How about a double rebate reward for keeping the price above the floor of 50,000
For the borrower?
for the borrower?
Wow.
And
Nice.
that's almost
Very
like
nice.
free money. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So think about it. Think about it.
That's free money,
You
isn't it?
buy
It is free.
$100 and 30 days later
Wow.
you get $100 back, right?
Wow.
Because a double rebate. And then they're $50 ahead because they borrowed 50 at the beginning of the whole process from the lender. That makes sense?
That would be a memorable good thing for them.
And then the lender's happy. The lender's happy because they're getting the PML coin because they want to accumulate that and enjoy the doubling effect is what they're after here. Okay. But let's just go back to a worst case scenario. Oh my God, here's what could happen. You end up with $100 worth of the PML coin, I'm not PML, of the pool funding coin at the current old coin pricing, only to find out later that it's going to be exchanged one for one for the new, and you're going to end up with, instead of $100, you're going to end up with $50 to $100,000 for that $100. Nah, that's the worst case scenario at this point in the game. Okay. Right. So not bad any way you want to look at it, guys. So this will definitely encourage lenders. I think by if and look here's the thing, guys. Just because you borrow money doesn't mean you need to spend it. Am I right, guys?
That's a very good point.
Yeah. Just because you borrow doesn't mean you have to use it, right? A lot of times, probably the smarter play here is get into the accumulation game, right? Borrow some money so you can become a lender, okay?
Yeah.
And then
That's
double your
exactly
money,
right.
right?
That's right.
Yeah, so that's one way to go. But you have to borrow responsibility. You have to realize, just about where you are and the outlook for 30 days, what you could do, can you afford to pay back 100? Then do a $50 loan. Can you afford to pay back 200? Well, then do $100, 2 units, and so on. You got up to 4 units to make, to figure out, what you're capable of doing, right? But with a double rebate conditioned on for the entire 30 days, right? Every minute, every second of that entire 30 days, the price has to stay above the floor. Okay? So in other words, we all work together to keep the price above the floor, right? It's very, very important. Okay? So we want people that will become borrowers with the intent to pay back by going to the market to purchase the PML coin to pay off the loan or loans that they take. They can have as many as 4 of them, right? Per month. They could do them all in one shot if they want to, but again, we want responsibility here because of the price target. Okay, so we want to keep above the price floor. So I'm prepared to get my programmer working on that next. A double rebate reward to the borrowers for keeping the price above $50,000 per PML coin. What do you guys think of that idea?
Wow.
That's a great incentive.
Unbelievable.
Very nice.
Okay. Because we want buying pressure. So think about it. Lenders are going to be coming in and they're going to be coming in. They're going to be coming in because they're going to want to double money, right? Well, I mean, borrowers have got to pay off the loans that they do. So they got to go to the market too, but they're actually buying twice as much as what the lender did per loan, right? So that's 3 times the pressure up against potentially 1 pressure down for them to spend the coin. So yeah, some spending works, but not everyone spending. See, we have to teach people a little bit of a financial intelligence when it comes to anything that we're doing here. We're providing you amazing leverage. You guys, do you know what we're leveraging? I can tell you the principle we're leveraging, but do you guys know what it is? What the name of it? What is the principle we're leveraging with this whole idea of the uh, this lending website? What are we leveraging?
Velocity?
No, it's not so much velocity. I mean, I could see how you could see that. I'll just tell it to you. It's called time value of money. So if we expect the price of our coin to go up, that takes time to do, right? So, basically if you enter here and then you get out here, by the time you're out, you're even further ahead. Does that make sense, guys? Okay, so the time value of money. And so the supply, I mean, it's just a big supply. I mean, have you guys seen what the market cap is on the PML coin? Let me show it to you. Mind blowing.
Let's see.
It's in the way.
Let's see.
Get out of the way. Okay. Move this. Okay. Zoom's got to come up with a better design on this thing. All right. So let's see. Let's go to PML coin. Okay. All right, here. Right now, you see that market cap? You know how big that number is? That's $53 trillion right now.
What?
Okay. Now we've only been here for about four days, and we've already got a $53 trillion coin right now in the market. And we got over 5,000, almost $6,000 of liquidity already in that same time. Pretty darn good. Okay. That's because pretty much we've had only buyers, no sellers. And that's what we want. All right, so we're leveraging the time value of money. So if we say 60 days from now, we're going to do rebates, everything's on an escalation. So this, and we got 1 billion of these coins in the supply. So this, the supplier is not going to run out. Okay. Don't worry about that. Right. So we'll be able to double rebate to infinity and beyond. Okay. I mean, I'm willing to kick it off and see how it goes. And if we have responsible people, then we can probably continue the double rebates for longer than a month, right? My first thinking is let's try it out for a month and see how it goes. right? If it goes well, maybe we'll extend it for another month. It keeps going well, we'll extend it for another month, and kind of like that thing. We can maybe do the in-depth. You do these double, again, price floors and price targets and all that will factor in. But we could, there's a chance we could offer borrowers this double rebate, free money option if they play nice with us, right?
Hmm.
If the borrowers will use a little bit of intelligence when they engage us, okay? Because that's what I'm concerned about, giving them, money that they can just go immediately sell, right? Because all these things are leveraged, so things move quickly up and they move quickly down, right? We've seen that already. So we want to encourage people to borrow, but not necessarily. We don't want to encourage them to spend. Okay. Just because you have money doesn't mean you should spend it. Has anybody ever told you?
Exactly.
Has anybody ever told you that?
Exactly.
Love that.
Okay.
Exactly.
Just because you have it doesn't mean you have to spend it.
No
Okay.
kidding.
In fact, the super, super, super poor people of the planet, that's what they think money is for. Have it, spend it. Have it, spend it. And they wonder why they're so darn poor. Okay. Because they never got caught on to the idea
That's funny.
of holding on to it. And there's a reason to hold on to it, right? Just in case,
That's the beauty of it, I guess.
Let me tell you something. I think one of the things in financial education that's very important is to be able to identify the difference between a need and a want. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that my list of wants, if I were to put them line by line on a piece of paper, I could probably wrap the entire circumference of the earth with that paper. Okay.
Hmm.
So, do I have wants? Oh, yeah, baby. I got wants. Okay. I mean, I dream big. Okay. I have some massive creative dreams. If you gave me the ability to spend $1 billion every day on anything I wanted, I would have the ability to do it. I could do it. I'm probably one of the few people that could say that on the planet. I could literally spend $1 billion every day. That's how creative I am, I'd find a way to do something great with it.
I
But
find a way.
I have a long list of wants. It's a very long list. But if you look at my list of needs, it's a very short list. If I use up a half a piece of paper, 8.5 by 11, that's probably enough to cover my needs. You know, my needs are few. Okay. And so I operate within budgets. I don't like to spend more than I have. Okay. Right. I actually like to keep something left over. Right. That's kind of what I like to do. Right. This should be called basic financial education. Would you guys agree? You know, identify the
Yep.
difference between a want and a need and base life on making sure your needs are covered and you have something left over. So just in case, right?
Called a budget.
Yeah, it's called a budget. I mean, yeah, even though my little dear Raina, okay, I talked about her the other day. She got really sick on me. I thought she was going to die, right? She managed to just from home care, to full recovery, but a lot of divine blessings went that and to make that happen. Trust me on that. But I noticed that she just wasn't quite, 100% her energetic self. So guess where she's at right now? She's been at the vet, overnight. She's been there one day so far, and she was really dehydrated and things like that. So yeah. So I wasn't planning on spending, I think the vet bill's gonna end up being about $300. I wasn't planning on spending $300, but she kind of falls into my need category. Does that make sense, guys? I need her
Yep.
to live, right?
Yep.
She matters to me, right? So, but at the time that she was sick, I wasn't sure anything could be done to help her. She seemed so far gone. That's why I called upon the divine, which, I trust in that most of all. But there you go. That's just a personal example of, figuring out what's a need from a want. Okay. So I think we can grow really fast if we encourage people to borrow, but not the intent to cash out what they borrow. If we're upfront about that and say there's a huge benefit not cashing out. because we want to go from price target to price target to price target because it provides leverage. Okay. And why did we create this whole lending platform in the first place? Why did we do it? Because we recognize that there is some need within our large community of thousands. At this point, it's thousands, but soon to be more, bigger than that. Even with thousands of people, there's a need from some people. They got coin, so on their phone or whatever, it's telling them that they got a lot of money, right? But they're told they can't sell any of it, right? And they might have a real actual need, not a want, that needs to be addressed. And they're looking around, and they're thinking maybe this is the solution. But the penalties are harsh if you sell pool funding coins, which I think we need to make them harsher. So I think we'll talk about that next week about making penalties for selling pool funding coins harsher. Now that we got the lending platform as an outlet for people that they have a way to get through into the market and into cash in their pocket again. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen some of the people who have been really abusive of those giant candles going down on our charts. I see their actions based on want, not need. And their wants kind of fall in the category of selfish, greedy behavior, and not because they're just trying to take care of a need, Like some of these people, I know who they are, and they're how much they took, and the time that they took it was like, really, yeah, taking advantage of all of us, right? So now the lending platform creates an outlet for people that have needs, not wants, right? Look, guys, the pathway to getting what you want is a 4-letter word, WORK. Okay? Don't expect handouts as a way to get what you want. Okay? Work. Always been that way. That's what if you want more, then work more. Okay? And we provide you plenty of opportunity so that you can work. Am I right? So that we leverage everything. So if you work here, we're leveraging your time and effort so you get paid well, for the time and effort you put into this, especially if you follow all the guidelines and come through training and get trained properly. Okay. So again, I think the double rebate reward, because it's attached to the price floor of $50,000 for the PML coin, right? So the double rebates don't work unless we stay above the floor, right? We all come to it as a community to make it happen. So this is a combination of lenders that can be, somewhat aggressive in buying, pushing that price up to the target. I'll feel way more comfortable about this floor when the price of our coin is at 90,000 instead of 53,000. You see my point? So aggressive buying from our lenders, knowing that they can anticipate where we're taking this, and then also gentle selling from the borrowers, because they're not selling because they're selling out of need, as they need it, just enough to cover the need, right? If you need $20, sell $20. Don't sell $50 just because you can. Just sell $20. Believe me, the impact will be felt by the whole community, however each individual makes that decision. Okay? I just hope that the message will get through to each individual how much responsibility we're hoping to get from them. Okay? Which brings me up to another point I want to make. Guys, let's not scrape the bottom of the barrel of society to bring in new members. Okay? Lift our eyesight targets, bring them up higher. Let's not bring in the poorest people we can find. Instead, let's bring in some people that understand the power of leverage already, and they would just love our system. Because it is just the potentiality is so great. You know what I'm saying? So let's raise our eyes to higher targets on who we invite. Right? It should be a personal invite, right? We're not just blasting out to the cyberspace and say, anybody come join us. No, we should be a little bit selective on who we invite to come join us. That seem fair enough, guys?
Cast your pearls
Fair
among
enough.
swine.
As we get stronger, we can help more of those other people who maybe aren't necessarily what we're looking for, but they may come along for the ride. You know what I'm saying? At some point. But I'd rather have that later than sooner. Let's put our target on quality people, you know. I mean, I could name names that I'd be embarrassed because I'd have to name all of you one by one in order to make you all feel good about who you are. But so many of you are exactly what we're looking for that are here in this meeting right now, right? So I like the mirror of what I see here to expand, right? We want this kind of people, the people that are showing up and that are here. We want more of that kind of people, the part of pool funding, and then coming into our lending website. Now, I've got another idea because I'm thinking about, well, right now, who's our potential borrowers? That would be people that have the pool funding coin. Well, how many people is that exactly? Well, if I really look down deeply into the numbers, it might be about 3 or 4,000 people on the planet right now have pool funding coin right now, right? They're holding on to it. Well, if that's the case, you know, yeah, if every lender could do up to 30 loans a month, you start doing the math, you go, well, this rotator, the pipeline could get long and heavy, right? So we've got to have a way to get as many borrowers as fast as we can find lenders. So I've been thinking about that. And here's what I've come up with, guys. Again, we're getting into the chocolate vanilla flavor here, okay? We're not talking vanilla
All
anymore
good.
here, okay? So I've already went over the vanilla scenario. We're talking about adding to this, and the programmer is going to need more time in order to incorporate these other ideas that I'm throwing out at you right now. But I try to be as transparent as possible, and I want you to know what I'm thinking as quickly as possible. We
I
meet
like
often.
Neapolitan.
Why not? You can
I
have
like
all
Neapolitan.
three. All right. So thank you, Jeffrey. So here's what I've come up with. You know how we got these holdings, right? What if you could borrow against what you're holding even before it was distributed to your wallet? What about that idea?
Get out of here.
Interesting.
Well, yeah.
No way.
Well,
Amazing.
I'm the
That's
supplier.
awesome.
I'm the supplier. Why
That would
couldn't I do
solve.
that? Is there any
Oh,
reason why I
wow.
couldn't do that? I couldn't come up with a single idea why I couldn't do that. Of course I could do it,
Can do.
right? Yeah, I could do it for sure. So it's just a matter of software development to make it happen. Does that make sense, guys? I mean,
Yeah.
even on the first day, someone could say, hey, I'd like to borrow $100, right? On my first day, you know, and they could, especially if they wanted to have their own tool, for example, right? They wanted to have their own $111 tool, right? Well, if they borrow
Yeah.
$100, and that might make it help them. But if everybody did that, it would trash the price and it just wouldn't work. So that would also have to be conditioned on being above the price floor. So both of these ideas, the double rebate reward, as well as the ability to borrow against holdings versus coins in your wallet, would have to be conditioned upon. We have to be above the floor for that to happen. Does that seem reasonable, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Do you like how my
Yes.
brain
Absolutely.
works? Do you like how I'm
Oh,
thinking
I
about
like
all
it a
this?
lot more every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So there you go. There you go. So I want everybody to win. I want everybody to come out ahead, and I want everybody to realize that with responsibility, we can together achieve so many great things, right? With the lack of responsibility, it can end up being a complete disaster. Okay, and a lot of woe, right? Somewhere we're going to be caught in the middle. Okay, that's the truth of it. Am I being honest?
Yeah.
So I need your help. I really need your help. We
Okay.
need to all become preachers of responsibility.
Okay.
Will you join me in the cause of preaching responsibility?
Yep.
It's
because this is only going to work if we are all responsible. Okay. These are great ideas. Leverage is a beautiful thing, but without responsibility, it all falls like a house of cards. Okay. That's the truth. I'm being honest with you. Okay. That's the truth. So some of you have one or more different ways of looking at humanity, but I'm not really looking at humanity. I'm looking at us and who we are already. And I'm feeling pretty good about the community we got now. Like 99% of us A-okay with me. Okay. We just need to keep that going. We need to, like I said, raise our sights on who we invite, right? Be a little bit selective on who we invite. Let's not invite needy, super needy people because they're just like a burden we don't need to carry right now. We're just a little baby, you know what I'm saying? We're just getting started here. We're not a mature, you know, thing yet. So
still in the village.
why burden ourselves by a lot of clingy, needy people? And it's just like dating. You don't date the needy ones, okay? You date the ones that are hot, okay? The ones that are, that you think maybe are a bit out of reach. That's who you go for. You go if you think there might be out of reach, that's a target worth shooting at, okay?
Have to be together all the time.
Yeah, don't go for the one that's just, an easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
Unless you want to run your life, But yeah, so that's it. Raise our target. Make sure that we bring people in. We got good people now. Let's keep bringing in good people. Let's make sure they understand a couple of things. That if they're willing to invest 5 hours of their week on a weekly basis, we can help them reach their millionaire goal probably in less than a year. Cash flowing over $90,000 monthly in cash flow, spendable money. Okay. That's one thing. Let's be responsible in every possible way. Okay. We should also come from the point of view of do no harm. Okay. That's kind of my core principle. If you want to ask me, Ace, what's your core principle? Do no harm. Right. But at the same time, I don't want to just sit on a rock on the side of a mountain and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm out there doing things, but as I do them with as much wisdom and I do things with as much, good intention as I possibly can. And I solve problems, especially the ones that I create. I solve them as quickly as I can. Do no harm. It's kind of core principle. I would think that's worth spreading around. Okay.
It shows, Ace. It shows.
Thank you. All right, so that's it, guys. So I've shown you the future. The future is, and certainly we can make this happen within the 30 days, starting right now. So that the double rebate reward, that's we'll have that program lickety split, no problem. I think that's probably easy to do because we just changed the number from 50 to 100, and then put a condition on it on the software saying as long as the price is above the floor, And then the other one is being able to borrow against holdings. That's a little trickier. Now we got to basically, bring value to something that's not currently, real market value yet, and make it have market value, right? So there's a lot more coding to be done there. But I'm pretty sure we could probably get that done in the month of August. Okay. So by the time we roll into September, that'll be a reality. How's that sound?
That's
That
a
sounds
brilliant
great.
idea.
Like that?
It's a
Great.
brilliant idea. Yep.
I'll accept that. Thank you. Thank you,
It is
Joe.
brilliant.
Yeah.
All right.
You're popping them off right and left.
I am looking out for you guys. Every day I think about you. I think about how you can have a better life. And believe me, my fantasy, if you will, that I want to turn into an utter reality is I want to manufacture millionaires like Ford produces pickup trucks. Okay.
All right. All right.
Okay. That's going to be me,
That's great.
They
right?
were number one for like 37 years,
And
man.
people line up to be turned into a millionaire because we can get it done in
Wow.
less than a year with all the stuff we're doing. The key is leverage.
F-150.
Leverage, and our systems are all about leverage. So hands been going up and down, and I've been like I had ignored Jeffrey earlier. He had his hand going up and down, but Scott's got his hand up. Go ahead, Scott. What's on your mind, Scott?
Yeah, I just wondered, can people be a borrower and a lender at the same time?
Absolutely, and we encourage it.
That's what I was wondering. Yes.
Yeah. In fact, I had an interesting conversation with the programmer today. Well, if we allow people to be both the lender and the borrower, then there's a potentiality that the lender and the borrower could be the same person on the same offer. Yep, from time to time, that's probably going to happen. Oh, well, you know,
Yeah.
Huh.
it doesn't matter. It's the system that matters. Does that make sense, guys? We don't need all the extra coding to make sure to prevent that from happening because it don't matter. We're not identifying you as the lender or the borrower. It's just an invoice. You might just notice
And
that
an
it's the
invoice.
same invoice number. You might notice that, right?
Oh,
It might
okay.
happen from time to time, but it's me random. It's not going to happen that often. That makes sense, guys? I don't think we need all the extra
Yep.
coding to prevent it from happening. That's what because anytime you add to it, it can make the code more complex, and you run into potential of creating bugs, unwanted bugs. And we hate bugs. We don't like bugs. No more bugs, please. Yeah, right. We want the code to be bug free, right? So simpler code is better than complex code. So there's no need to add the complexity of caring about that. You guys don't care, do you? I don't care. Do
I
you
don't
care?
care.
Yeah,
No.
it's the system that matters, right? Doubling money,
Go with it.
right? Okay.
Speed on.
Yeah, so I mean, who wouldn't want to be a borrower now with a double rebate? Who wouldn't be willing to go get their $100,000 pool funding coin? Because that's what it's going to be worth down the road anyway. You get it back, right? And not throw it away just for $100 temporarily that they got to go to the market and buy now. And a month later, they're going to get the $100 back anyway, right? I mean, I think we can do a great job here of having lots of borrowing and lots of lending activity all swishing around inside our lending platform where the need to sell the coin is very low. That's what I'm hoping this community will do. We'll see. I'm counting on you. Spread the word that that's what we want. And if the price is anything, it's an indicator of our behavior and what we're doing as a community. Prices going down, bad behavior. Prices going up, good behavior. Okay. So an ever increasing price will indicate that we're catching on to, doing this the right way. A falling price is showing that there's something wrong. We need to do something to make it better. Right. And I've already told you everything I can come up with in this training I did today already. I've already spoken it out loud. What needs to happen so that we have a price that goes up instead of a price going down. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Is the market happy about what we're doing? Yeah. Because technically we're feeding it, right? We're feeding the market. Am I right? If the price is
Right.
going up and up.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in the game. Right.
So again, we're not hurting the traders, we're not hurting the borrowers, we're not hurting the lenders, not hurting me. Nobody's getting hurt here. Everybody comes out ahead. Everybody gets, and because of principle. Again,
Lost
We
your
principle.
lost
sound
some
again.
Oh, lost.
cutting out.
Every time I go into the principles, I lose my sound. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello.
There you go.
Yep.
There we go.
I'm back.
Good
Okay.
to go.
Back.
Must have a little bit of a short.
Welcome back.
It could be a shorter. It could just be my Wi-Fi gets weak. That could be it. So the principle again is we're leveraging the time value of money. That's the principle of the lending platform that what we're building upon. And if we are responsible with the principle of the time value of money, everybody gets to win. Okay. And even the people that have needs, they get their needs met, right? Because they are few, not the many. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I want you guys, when you're speaking about pool funding and you're speaking about our lending platform, I want you to speak about it in terms of you know, you want to frame it the right way. You want to frame it as we have a system that works great, but we want to train you on it properly because you're part of the system once you're in, and you got to be properly trained, right? And if you're not willing to accept that aspect, then we may be less interested in having you be inside the system messing around with things. Fair enough? So
Yep, sure enough.
So selective selective recruiting, if you will. I think about people that are in the big games, the ones that, they're moving $1 million here, $1 million there, and how we could grow up and become that ourselves. And just the only pathway is the pathway of responsibility. And so as long as we let people know that this isn't some, scheme where we're promising, money for nothing and chicks for free. Okay. Right.
Ah,
Right. If we're not framing it the wrong way and we're framing it like, hey, we have an opportunity here, we're taking
Because
advantage
then
of
we'd be in dire straits.
what's that?
Because then we'd be in dire straits.
You caught on, didn't you?
ah, ah, good one.
Scott,
Good one, Scotty.
you're quick,
I want the
Scott.
chicks for free. I don't care about money for nothing.
That was sharp. Quick.
Yeah, good one. So
Flying like an eagle on that one, Scott.
that's right. We could go on and on. Anyway, I'm
Rise
having
of
way too much fun
Incubus.
with you guys today. I'm so elated and I'm so excited. You can probably see the tears in my eyes if you look closely, just how watery they are. And that's got to just sheer excitement, guys. I am so excited that I just can't help myself but be emotionally engaged here. And I'm just so happy for all of us that we're doing this and it's happening now. So if you're able to come to our midnight launching party, Eastern time, please come. I'll be the one providing the Zoom link in this case. I'll be the one putting it out there onto the Telegram wall, the wall of joy. Okay. And so let's cross our fingers that the programmer doesn't discover some reason to hold off the launch. But he really, I mean, let's all thank the programmer for what he's done because I've been pushing the heck out of him. Let's everybody just say thank you, programmer, whoever you are.
Thank you,
programmers.
Programmer.
Thank you, programmer.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
programmer.
Yes, programmer.
Thank you.
I thought he was going to come on the show with you one day.
Yeah, just because someone comes up with a good idea in a barbershop chair doesn't mean it's supposed to happen this fast. Okay. Normally you have a good idea, you present it to a programmer and they say, okay, yeah, let's see if we get that done in about 30 days, but maybe be ready for 45 days, right? And then you can have that website that you want. That's normal, guys. Look, I've been pushing this programmer. I've been calling them at 2 o'clock in the morning, stuff like that, making them sick, I pushed this guy to the limit, right? Because I wanted it now for you, right? So, and I really do appreciate our programmer and appreciate that he's worked very hard. And unfortunately, things like life does happen. So he's had certain family situations that came up and interrupted, some of the plans that we had along the way. But like I said, I think divinely we're meant to launch this on August 1st of 2025, and it wasn't supposed to happen in July. So everything's happening in perfect timing. Okay. And thank you, programmer, for making it happen that soon. It's
Divine
actually very
timing.
soon. Yeah.
Divine timing.
Divine timing. You agree, Dave, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Something about that August 1st. It feels right. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go change the world. Now we have another, arrow to fling when it comes to talking to people about what we're up to. Like, hey, how would you like to double your money You don't have to recruit. You just, just put money in, money out. Funny thing is, once your wallet is loaded with the PML coin and you already have an account set up, to set up an offer, you come in and click a button and confirm, and you're done. They were talking about you can do an offer in 15 seconds, guys. That's not a lot of time to 15 seconds of your time to double your money every day. That's pretty cool, right?
Yep.
Yes,
So yeah,
sir.
that's leverage again. That's what systems are all
$50
about.
a day. $50 a day.
$50 a day. Will that make a difference for you, Jeffrey, if you got an extra $50 a day?
It's about what I make now. Look, I make a little
Then
more
it
than
it
that,
would
but
double your
you
lifestyle from
make a
where it's
big
at. Yeah.
$50 a day is a big difference, even here.
Oh, hey, I got a hand up from Rod Sawyer. Your name rhymes with lawyer. Is there any reason for it to rhyme with lawyer? Are you a lawyer?
No
What
way.
about Rod Serling?
No way. I was an ex-farmer. That's all I am.
The next farmer?
Um,
Okay.
yeah. Now, at my age, Ace, and I fully understand what you're saying about the loan coin and hanging on to it for a while
Yeah.
to be able to get it to increase.
Yes.
But at the moment, at my age and in my stage of life, I've got enough for my needs, but it would be nice to have something from a little bit of extra for my wants. And some of my wants is to have a little bit of money that I can put out into the community as donations and that sort of stuff.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Now,
Are you
which
still
brings me to the
buying
fact that,
green bananas?
pardon?
Are you still buying green bananas?
Oh, I'll buy a green one and let it ripen.
Okay, good. Okay, we don't have to be too concerned then. Okay.
Okay. So the question I'm asking is there going to be a moratorium, or are we going to be stopped from being able to sell our loan coins if we want to do something?
there's not going to be restrictions other than that the incentives I've just offered will be unavailable if we go below the floor.
Oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, yeah.
That
But
way selling is allowed and not necessarily encouraged, but it's like not discouraged at the same
okay.
time.
Yeah, good. That's a good answer. Okay, good.
Yeah.
And before I go, I would specifically like to thank Rosalie, Justine, and Yumi for helping me over the last week trying to sort out my payments on the pool funding.
Second for
Yeah,
me.
well, there
Yeah.
you go. So some of them are here to hear that, so that's great. Thank you for
Yeah.
acknowledging our executive team.
Yeah,
What do
they've
you
been
guys think of our Well Club liaison, Nancy? What do you guys think of her?
I'm
Haven't
looking
met
forward
her
to
yet.
meeting her. Looking forward to meeting her.
Yeah, let me show you here. For those of you that are Wells, you're going to get to know her quite well.
I'm getting there, hopefully.
So let's see here. I put a poster out yesterday. There she is. All right, there's our poster for Nancy. So her new job as the Well Club liaison. Poster says, "Hello, pool funding family. My name is Nancy Reyes, and I'm the Well Club liaison. Our founder, Ace Fletcher, has asked me to reach out to the top 100 holders of our collection of coins and assist them in reaching their Well Club goals. I look forward to getting to know all of you one by one." How sweet is that?
Hmm.
Oh,
We
you
Haven't
got,
shut that down yet.
am I sharing my screen? Yeah, you can see that, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, you're sharing.
Yes.
I'll
You
just
haven't
put,
shut it
All
down
the
yet.
boys
have
in the yard.
so let me go. I'll just forward it to the pool funding wall again. Yeah, so she's going to help me out there. So
We have a Telegram link.
for that's the wall of joy.
She's one of the moderators. You can see her in the Wall of Joy list.
Technically, that Telegram group is the one that she made. So, and then she let me take over. So, yeah, Nancy's well-spoken English, and smart. You know, some would say even brilliant. So she's a good girl, and all of the
A
executives
welcome addition.
they're quite nice. Quite nice. So,
Welcome addition.
yeah. So each one of you that are in the top 100, a lot of you don't realize how close you are to being a well. I mean, there's some of you that are, you're $15 away from being a well, and you haven't, taken $15 out of your pocket and put it in the market so you could be a well, not realizing that you're inches away from $100 million. And you don't even know it. Well, Nancy, I get so busy with people just kind of keeping up with my feed, people reaching out to me, that all these people I've been trying to get to, I don't have time to get to all of them. So that's why I need a liaison, because I want to make sure all the top 100 holders of the coins are, we're connecting, and the communication is flowing with them, right? Last thing we want is the people in the top 100 selling our coin, right? We want to give them a reason not to sell. Okay, buy more, in fact. So that's what we want, and Nancy's going to help me do that. So we appreciate her. Today's her first day. Her first official day is today.
Welcome in.
Yeah. All right. So today is Friday, huh? Why was I thinking today is Thursday? Oh, it's Thursday in the U.S.
Thursday for US.
Still
I'm not
Thursday
getting
over
enough
Thursday
here.
over here.
Maybe.
You and me both.
All right. All right, good deal, guys. Well, I think we had a great meeting, a little bit long, but a really, powerful one. I think we're all super energized. Is there anybody here, that's not energized today? Because you probably might want to check with a doctor. You might have something wrong with you if today didn't energize you. Today's very energetic, and there's a whole bunch
Very
of us.
much so.
I see that we got almost 70 of us here right now. So
Wow.
yeah, good. I think we've doubled already in what a normal training has been like recently. Like to see that number double again, right? Nothing would make me happier than being in front of 10,000 people every couple of days on Zoom, right? It's not too hard to do that, guys. I can set up a Zoom to 10,000 of us can do training together.
That's possible.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Just got to pay for it, But yeah.
Right.
Anyway, it's a pretty amazing time that we're in. So, how should we do this? I think we want to really highlight the double rebate rewards, right? So, how about everybody get used to saying it, right? So, everybody unmute and say double rebate rewards.
Double
Double rebate rewards.
Bit of a tongue twister.
That's a tongue twister.
Tongue twister. Yeah.